Hey, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. This is Tonetta, your social worker coach. I want to say good morning to y'all. I hope that y'all are doing well. This episode this morning is podcast episode number 127. 128. 128. And of course, the podcast is the social worker coach, and it's over on Spotify, and it's also on Apple Podcasts and other platforms as well. So wherever you listen to your podcast episodes, make sure that you, of course, find and check out, like, and subscribe to the social worker coach. So let's go ahead and get into the topic for this morning. The topic for this morning is the forgotten seniors. And I know some people don't use the word seniors anymore. Some folks use older people. It just depends on who you're talking to. I still say seniors so we can know who we are. To me, seniors, to me, that means elders. I guess I put it that way. But use whichever term you want to use. I'd say that. But the reason why I'm doing this podcast this morning, this video podcast this morning, is because I work with, of course, those seniors, the older population, and the caregivers who are taking care of some of the seniors who can't take care of themselves anymore. And I can't tell you how many times, because we do intake calls and all types of things as well. And I can't tell you how many times that I've talked to many of seniors, not just here, but when I worked for the home health company for almost 6 years. Like I said, I can't tell you I did home visits with that particular job, actually. And I couldn't tell you how many times that I've gotten to people's houses or I'm on the phone with somebody and they're just wanting to talk, just wanting to vent. I guess I put it that way, just needing somebody to talk to because their loved ones or their friends or whoever it was forgot about them. And like I said, this is something that's near and dear to me because I know how it feels to be forgotten. I guess I put it that way. You, of course, feel lonely. You feel ashamed that you don't have any friends or anybody to call on when you see other folks doing the same thing. Like I said, there's all kinds of feelings that you go through when you're dealing with loneliness and being forgotten about. And the one thing that sticks out in my mind is always that our elders, our seniors have contributed so much to our society that we see today. I guess I put it that way. Not just in this past generation, but generations before that too. And like I said, we have to remember to not forget about our elders. Our elders are who made us. Even if it's your own parents or your grandparents or your great grandparents, if they're still living, God willing, make sure that you're checking on people. Make sure if they stay in another state, make sure that you're going to visit those people. Like I said, I can't tell you how many times, like I said, they've called in, just want to talk and just want to get things off their chest or just want somebody to talk to us. Not really get things off their chest, but just have a friendly conversation with somebody. I've had many calls with friendly conversations. I guess I put it that way. And I can't tell you how many times, of course, I've asked them, I think probably majority of them. Of course, whether they have family, friends, that type of thing. So, of course, once you get up in age, of course, a lot of your friends, of course, pass away, but you have to kind of be intentional about creating another support system once that does start to happen. But still in all, majority of them did have family. They had kids. They had grandkids. They may have had their own siblings as well that are still living on this earth. And I can't tell you how many times that I've asked them, are they in town? Have they come to visit? They haven't come visit in years, or they don't call, they don't do this, they don't do that. And granted, I understand that some people, of course, you may not want to respect the elder because of some of the situations that may have happened, or they don't respect you, or that kind of thing. I understand you have to give respect to get respect. I understand that. But we also have to understand that at some point, forgiveness comes into that picture as well, and not just leaving folks just out there hanging. We have a lot of people, solo seniors that we do work with who have nobody. Some of them have dementia, some have all kinds of health issues. They have nobody, so they're calling us to try to figure out how to plan for their future because they know at some point they're going to have to go into a care facility. How can they do that on their own, and what's the steps and all that kind of thing. It should never get to that point. Everybody should have somebody, even if it's a neighbor. Everybody should have somebody. Yeah, just don't forget about our older folks because you may not see them often, or they're in the house shut in all the time and not coming out. Just go knock on the door and see how they're doing. I know it's starting the summer months. It's spring now, but of course summer's coming soon in all across the U.S. I guess I put it that way. And I'm from St. Louis, but I'm here down in southern Arizona, and of course it gets hot as heck outside. And you hear all the time that some senior has been found in their homes, or nobody's checked on them and those kind of things. Make sure that you're checking on your people, y'all. I don't care if it's not your people, not your blood family. It does not matter. I have a neighbor in my apartment complex. I talk to her whenever I see her. How you doing? That kind of thing. I sat out there. That was last week. I was sitting outside with her, talking to her, seeing how she was doing. And I'll probably do that again this weekend as well, just to check on her and stuff like that. She's an older person, has called this particular job for services and stuff like that. We can't forget about our people. And she does have have family and stuff like that. They come visit periodically. But like I said, I'm glad somebody checks on her. There's so many that people don't check on at all. Like our elders have contributed so much to this society, y'all. They've contributed their knowledge, experience, and their involvement, and their active involvement. They have a lot of wisdom, experiences, and knowledge that they can definitely teach you, and lessons too, that they can teach you that they learn, whether it's about life, relationships. Some can tell you about business, jobs, all types of stuff, fashion, clothes, all kind of trends. They have trust me, all kind of knowledge. I've even talked to some about sex. They have all types of knowledge. I put it that way. But like I said, definitely, like I said, they contribute a whole lot to this society, y'all. Regardless as to how you think the society looks or is or that kind of thing. But I'm not talking about politics. I'm just talking about life in general in this society. So like I said, they have a lot of things, like I said, all this life perspective and like I said, the life experiences that they can pass down to you, whether you're blood relative or not. Just take your time to go sit with somebody. Just take your time to go sit, whether it's on their front porch or in their house or that kind of thing, and just check on them and just have a conversation with them and see how they're doing. They can tell you all types of things. And maybe it's just me, because I know I'm an old soul, is what people used to call me, or that kind of thing. I act older than what I am. And I always have done this since I was a little kid. Like I said, that's just the way I am. I put it that way. And I've never had any problems talking to our elders or going over somebody's house or sitting on the front porch. I always love that because I love the knowledge and, of course, the history. They have a lot of history, a lot of things that you may not even know about your own city and town. I learned a whole lot of stuff about St. Louis that I had no idea, because I hadn't studied the history myself or found out where I can find the history, because some of it wasn't even written in history books or any kind of book where anybody else would know. I was told a lot of different things by our elders. I had no idea what's happening over in North St. Louis and the city areas and different things. I had no idea. Like I said, you'll be intrigued to figure out what you'll find out if you just take your time to go talk to one of your elders. And like I said, if it's your family, make sure that you're not just blowing them off because you don't want to deal with it. Like I said, I do work with caregivers, so I understand that caregiving is hard and that kind of thing, and some folks don't want their responsibility. I understand that. That is not a problem. But find somebody who does. And even if you don't want the responsibility, it doesn't hurt to check on somebody. Whether you're just going to say, hey, give them a hug, give them a kiss, that kind of thing, do that. And just have a conversation with them, play a game with them, or call them on the phone. If they know how to use Zoom, well, a lot of our elders may not know how to use different like video platforms and stuff like that, but just call them on the phone and see how they're doing. Most still have landlines. Call them on their landline and see how they're doing. And just check in with them. People just need to be checked in and just feel like they are still a part of the family or the society and not forgotten. So like I said, I definitely want to bring out this message this morning because I know, like I said, I deal with this every single day and I know how this goes. And like I said, yes, there's a lot of things that happen, of course, at this job and dealing with the older population and that kind of thing. But I hate to get calls from seniors who are by themselves and they're trying to figure out how to plan for their own death because nobody else is there with them. They haven't got a call or a visit from their kids in years because they just haven't came by. They're too busy with their lives, they said, is what most of them tell me. Nobody's that doggone busy. You have enough time to go party, enough time to go on a trip, or enough time to go to work and do all these things. You have time to take off just to go visit your family, especially the elders who created the family dynamics that y'all have. I guess I put it that way, good or bad. Now, I ain't gonna say good or bad. Hopefully it's not traumatic and all that kind of stuff, but hopefully it's good. But they still have wisdom to, of course, pass down to you. Make sure that you talk to them about that, y'all. So with that, y'all, like I said, I'm gonna get my butt off here. I just want to say this, give y'all this message this morning because I know there's a lot of seniors that's out there just still forgotten. Good morning, good morning. So like I said, definitely take care, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next podcast episode. That was my coworker. So I'll see y'all in the next podcast episode, the Social Worker Coach, the podcast. It's on Spotify, but wherever you listen to your podcast episodes. Jesus, excuse me. You can get it from there, Lord. Okay. Take care, y'all. And like I said, don't forget about your seniors and your elders. Peace out.